everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Wowhead Weekly number 96. We are in the heart of the Legion launch. People are still super into the game, and we're still getting information at a very rapid rate, especially considering that we are so early into the expansion. So before we get into talking about all of the things, I first want to introduce my lovely co-host, Wowhead Site Manager, Perculia.
Hey everyone, Hey, I'm here. We've had a super busy week. We had Mythic Emerald Nightmare, we had Wing 1 LFR, we have the return of world events, we've had like 6 artifact appearances that were discovered, and we even had some fashion transmog for 7.1 and the movie on DVD. And coloring books, which are the best news.
Oh,
yeah.
So exciting. So exciting. We're kind of working out volume stuff. Are we doing any better, guys? I feel like, okay, I love when my computer does that. All right, how does this sound between the two of us now?
Testing.
Sorry,
Testing.
people watching this on YouTube later on, you're very confused. Much better? Much better? I'm waiting for one more confirmation of much better. I got a very exciting about the coloring book. All right, everybody said it's better now. Sorry, guys. I got a new sound card, and things clearly were not in their proper calibration. But, yeah, we have tons to talk about today. I'm so surprised. Like, we got the patch, obviously, that did Mythic Emerald Nightmare. We also got LFR, and, but we're still finding new artifact appearances.
Yeah, it's like staggered out where like every week or every time people level up their artifact knowledge, they find more stuff that they can do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty different from other expansions where you could just sort of, grind out to Exalted in the first week or get everything done really quickly.
Yeah.
Like here, you're sort of forced to stagger things along.
I think that's really good. It's weird though, because there are parts of it, you said that, but then I feel like there are parts of the game that really encourage not staggering at all. Like obviously they've staggered out, like, the Mythic didn't come out right away, LFR didn't come out right away, and we're only getting one wing of LFR at a time. But then as far as like somebody who has 8 hours a day to play every day is going to be so significantly ahead of someone who can only play a couple hours a day.
Well, it depends. You can't get to Nightfall and Exalted in a day.
No.
There's a certain level of yes, you should do Nightfall in every day, but you can't hit Exalted in one day.
Yeah, that's true. I was more so thinking with Mythic Plus Dungeons and the way that loot works through there. There's a few people in my guilds who work different types of hours, so they're able to play a lot more. And people who can spam Mythic Plus Dungeons are dripping in gear right now. I'm so jealous.
I feel like maybe that was done with how challenge modes were not as popular, and you didn't really do them to get great gear, so maybe they really wanted to make sure that this, high system for, high-end raiders that wanted a challenge, that it had, more incentive, so it wasn't just hit your gold mark and then never do it again type of deal.
Well, that's actually a good transitionary point into talking a little bit about Mythic Emerald Nightmare, because it's insane. The Mythic race is already done.
Yeah.
Week 1, Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, it was done. Xavius was a very, very fast end boss. Exorcist was the first guild to kill him, followed by Method and then Serenity. And it seems...
Cenarius seemed to be the one that most guilds got stuck on, and you assume that Xavius would instead, be just as long or longer, because usually, they don't really test the end boss, so there's always, hidden spells they don't put in the dungeon journal, so guilds have to, figure it out on the fly, but, he was falling over in, 2-3 hours for some guilds.
I'm really surprised too, because I felt like the difficulty between normal and heroic, there was a pretty big jump. So I would have assumed that between heroic and mythic would have been a big jump. But I think the reason that we saw people able to get him down so quickly is because of things like Mythic Plus Dungeons, where people
and also the legendaries as well. Legendaries would be a really hot tuning, it's a really hot tuning topic of is the first raid going to be around, tuned around people that have them or don't have them, and if more people in your raid had legendaries and Blizzard didn't tune it around people having it, then that can make things fall over more easily. Or just even the amount of testing that goes into a final boss, if they want it to be more of a secret until it hits live servers and there's a class combination or an awesome legendary or some strat that wasn't super tested during beta, then it's oh, surprise, people found out this easy thing on the spot when they pull the boss.
Yeah, it's sort of like one of those things where it's I understand why they need to test things, but then also for things like Mythic Raids, it's kind of a bummer because people get to practice and other people,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. I was really surprised to see it down to this early. I was really, really surprised to see it down this early.
I mean, Blizzard has moved away from, like the demographics of who plays WoW have changed over years, and like, you can't have an end boss dying like, 3 or 4 weeks into progression. People's schedules are different. The game is just organized differently. But I don't think I think people would not have assumed it would have died so soon into the first lockout. Like, I could see maybe people thinking that it would have been the end of the lockout, like not having to do a re-clear. But, day of seems a bit short. And I wonder if the pacing with Nighthold will be something similar or different. Because, it's fun to, like, watch all the updates and have it feel like a contested race. And then there's, like, a few days where there's not news, so you wonder how far everyone is. And this was very condensed.
Well, okay, so there's another point to be made there too, that like this isn't the only measure of, oh, thank you so much for subscribing. This isn't the only measure of someone, like a race, right? Because it used to just be like world first, mythics, stuff like that. Right. And now with mythic pluses, people are being really competitive about their times on getting 3 chests, and there's more to look at than just mythic raids. So I think keeping that in mind, it's not as big of a deal that it was cleared so early, and it's just surprising.
Right. It just takes, more coordination than 5 people. So I think the idea is that if you, like, this, like, rival, kind of like big sports teams, and they're trying to compete, it's like, wow, this was over. It just feels so different.
I wonder if we're going to see him get buffed. Like, usually we see hard bosses getting nerfed a couple weeks in so that more people can down them. But I wonder if alternatively we're going to see them getting buffed so that maybe it does slow the pace down a little bit.
Right. You also have to wonder if, they did that huge round of class tuning hotfixes right before the week of Mythic raiding. You sort of wonder if maybe, like, the way things were tuned, if that,
my God, I didn't even consider
class
that.
Have an interesting, like, if one, like, combination was suddenly, like, more powerful just on him. And Yeah,
well, anyways, if you were interested in doing Mythic Emerald Nightmare, Mythic Loot is $8.80. Thank you so much for subscribing. Mythic Loot is $8.80 with the potential for it to proc up to $8.95. And if you do defeat Xavius, you'll get the special title, the Dreamer. And Wowhead does have guides covering all of the difficulties. Difficulties is the word I'm looking for. Yes. Covering all of the difficulties of Emerald Nightmare on LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic.
Yeah, and they're actively being updated as more, alternate mythic strategies, are discovered as people complete it on live servers, because this has all the information from beta testing, but, stuff changes, or as more people actually do it, you see things on Warcraft logs that are new. So, we have images, we have explanations of all the abilities, and then we also have, like, quick tips if you are just like, whatever, I'm an LFR.
Yeah.
Which, transition. Wing 1 LFR is also open.
It is. Yep. And it's called Dark Bow? Yeah, Dark Bow.
Yeah.
And you'll be up against Nithendra, Il'gynoth, and Elarenth. And that's Elarenth Renferal, right? Her name is so hard to say. All the names in this raid are hard to say. Like, it's like Blizzard just wants me to make a jerk out of myself on the
Cenarius is okay.
Cenarius
Il'gynoth is kind of a weird
Elarenth is Elareth. Is there an N in there? I don't even know how to say her name. She's a spider.
Yeah. She's a really sad story. She used to be in Alterac Valley, and she just has, like, horrible, like, for the entire history of WoW's duration, she just has really sad things happen to her.
I can relate.
But yeah.
Sorry. So there are a couple quests that you're given out of your, I think they come out of your class hall, right? That are for doing mythic raids? Not mythic raids, for doing raids.
Yeah, so there's this quest line called Balance of Power, and it starts after you complete the class hall campaign for your 3rd relic, and then it sends you to, like, Mythic Eye of Ashara and Dark Heart Thicket, and then you get these raid quests called In Nightmares and Essence of Power, and they can't be completed on LFR. Now, there's no gear as a result, but the reward is a new artifact appearance. So
see, I hate that. I'm gonna go ahead and say I hate that. Like, why did they let people earn a legendary last expansion with LFR, but they won't let them earn an appearance through LFR? Like,
I guess they would say that, like, you can get, like, gear is on one system, and then they felt they could limit this because it wasn't related to player power. Like, it's okay if the artifact appearance requires normal, just like it's okay if the mythic version of a boss, drops the mount or the title.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if it's just an artifact appearance and you have to do a quest to get it, like, let the people have their appearance.
Like, it feels a little, like, it would be kind of weird, though, if you have to do, like, Mythic Eye of Ashara, and then it's like, oh, hey, the next step is to do LFR.
Well, but the thing is, like, it's very easy to pug a Mythic group. It's not very easy to pug a normal raid.
I mean, it is, I think that, like, a person doing LFR would not be thinking of doing Mythic Eye of Ashara. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like, if the original steps were like, hey, do this dungeon on any difficulty, like a profession quest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I can see.
The
You're
seagulls
right.
are mean.
You're right. I know. I hate Eye of Ashara. I play a healer, obviously, and man, oh man. Although last week I was telling you guys how I was like bummed about having to play Elemental so much, and I respect my Elemental, and now I just kind of wish I was Elemental because I do a crazy amount of damage with like a crappy artifact. Like it's weird how much that changes, right? Like it's weird how much I only had one. We talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago I only had one of my relics, and I was like, I can't do anything. I'm dying. Everything's
I just get
awful.
all these off-spec relics, so I'm just sort of like. Yeah, like I'm like drowning in relics that I don't use for my main spec.
I recently just got one for enhancement that I'm never going to use, but I finally have gotten a couple decent ones, and I'm I went up to like what is it, like 6,800, and then I stopped and went back to leveling my main artifact.
Yeah,
and,
like the 13-point breakdown.
I changed my spec a little bit, and I'm like bursting at like 275,000 DPS, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, I'm bad. This is not fair. Like, why is my class so good right now when I don't know. My class feels really, like Shamans in general feel really strong right now. They feel, I don't know about enhancement, but Elemental and Resto feel really strong. Sorry, got off topic. Darkmoon Fair this weekend, Inscription recipes.
Oh wait, let's go back to LFR a second.
Let's go back to LFR.
Yeah, so loot starts at 835. It can proc up to 895, but that's like extremely, extremely rare.
Yeah.
And the LFR gear this time around resembles actual tier gear. It's not plain and ugly. So yeah, some of the colors are actually pretty cool. And we have transmog set pages up for them, as well as updated model viewer videos that preview all colors of the set on every single race it's eligible for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Just to clarify too, you said loot was it starts at 835. It can proc up to 895. That's rare, but it can also proc anywhere in the middle too, just in case anybody wasn't clear about that.
Yeah, it's like common-ish if it's 840, and then it's like common. It gets
less common as it gets rarer. So yeah.
So, yeah, we have a bunch of stuff just going on live servers, too.
Yes, world events. We talked really, really briefly about this. I'm not sure if it was in this take of the video or the one before. I screwed up everybody's audio, but world events are back. The first week is Arena, so I know it's like you said earlier, not everybody's into Arena, but next week will be a different event, and you get your quest.
Yeah, it's the World Quest event. So you get like more rep or something as you do World Quests.
Yeah.
And that replaces the Apexis event, because
that's amazing.
Apexis. Yeah.
Rep is better, especially if you can like go do your Nightfall and stuff. Like everybody's itching for that ancient mana. I'm like, I'm still so far behind on that campaign. It's like I can't, like, it seems like I can't catch up in life. I can't.
Well, I mean, the Darkmoon Fair is this weekend as well, and there's that reputation buff.
I'm
so
only like how many story chapters are you in Suramar right now?
I think I haven't done all the side quests, but I think I'm like 7 out of 11.
Yeah, I'm like 2 and
I'm revered, so I'll get number 8 soonish, because I think you get it at like 7,000.
I'm like on the 3rd one right now. Like I'm like 2.5. I'm almost. I think I'm on my last round of quests before it goes to 3, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just like when the Nightfall and Kirin Tor line up, like then you can get a reputation boost when you use the Kirin Tor token, and then you get the Nightfall and token. But yeah, so World Quest will be next week, and just you pick up the quest from Tymir, not the Garrison now. So
don't go to your Garrison under any circumstances.
Yep.
Has anyone actually been to their Garrison?
No, so like actually, I've forgotten to tweet about it, but like every week I've been like religiously going to see if I can recruit Night Elf female champions. And this week, I actually got the 25th female champion.
Really? I knew that you were trying to do that last expansion, and that's funny that you still went back and checked. That's, congratulations.
And it was really sad because they had like 2, I didn't get any for a month, and then I had 2 out of the 3 picked were female druids. So I had to choose, so I picked the one who was wearing tier 2.
Yep. Yeah. Not a bad choice. That's the one with the leaves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that set. Mm-hmm. I like that set a lot. I have the recolor one, the yellow and like teal one on my druid. I really like it. Anyways, the Dark Moon Fair is also this weekend. It starts this weekend, which we were talking about a minute ago. So if you're trying to get any of your reps, make sure that you go and ride the carousel and get your hat, because that's a very helpful thing. Plus, there's
there's the inscription recipes. So like if you want to make Dark Moon cards easier, or the leveling trinkets, you can get them from those bosses. And there's also some toys, like there's a pony cannon that makes your mount have fireworks when it jumps. So
I need that. I probably need that. That seems important.
So this next thing is kind of Emerald Nightmare related. People were discovering it. So some people have gotten missions, and when you complete it, you get an item to kill an Emerald Nightmare boss. And it's kind of similar to the Garrison, but it's different. So like based on the number of kills, the reward you get from killing the boss has loot from a higher difficulty. But the difference from the Garrison is that, like, you know, your followers bring you... Yeah, the followers just give you the item, and, like, you have to go kill the boss.
Yeah.
So, so that is a big difference. And this week, I believe it's Il'gynoth, but I think there's also some for Cenarius and Xavius that...
I'm pretty sure that my followers are all too crappy to do those missions. Is that, like, the corrupted-looking egg? Is that what the icon is?
Yes,
I haven't been able to, like, I haven't sent... Well, number one, remember last week I was saying, I have so many order hall resources, I don't even know what to do with them all.
Yeah.
I had to say that, didn't I? I had to out loud verbally say that, because now I can't do my research because I don't have enough.
Oh.
So I have not been sending people out on missions. I know. I've been trying to do it every single day, but it's been a week, man. So I that's what I'm focusing on right now. Right now I think I'm 3,000 away.
You should also try recruiting like the lesser and greater troops, because I got the item for the Fox mount and I was behind on my class hall campaign, and I was like, oh man, like, you know, I don't have all my followers, I don't have the perfect combination for them, but I was able to do all the missions with like one super geared follower and then just 2 of the greater troops, and they got the job done. Also,
right now I don't want to send anybody out on missions because I need to like prioritize getting it's not the 2 legendaries, it's the one right above that, which increases, it makes your ability, like for shamans, it just makes you so much more likely to get your missions done anyways. So I need to prioritize. And other people have like that
instant world quest thing, you know, which is great if you just want to get the elite one done.
So I think when I do all of my world quests today, I'll have enough to put my research out, and then I'll go back to focusing on missions. But as someone who hasn't, like in every other expansion, I've had a lot more free time, and I just haven't had a lot of free time, and I feel like I'm so far behind my guildies.
I think it's worth saying, though, like, that the mission system does feel a lot less overwhelming than the Garrison, where it's like, you must do this or else you will not get, like,
well, it's like log in every 2 hours to send out missions.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a lot. It was a lot.
And, like, you don't have to think about, like, the perfect follower combination to actually get the mission done. Like, that just feels nice, how you can be like, oh, I'll just stick my greater troop here and he will just buff by 30%. Yeah, that feels pretty nice.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like it a lot. It's so much less, like, to look at, too, and it's so much easier to be like, well, it's not worth, like, I never want gold. I just don't care. Like, if it's gold, I don't do it. If it's experience, I only do it if I have, like, one of my crappy followers needs to go out. But right now, I'm kind of halting all of that because I really need to get my it's not research, it's the upgrade, like, the order hall upgrades. That's what I need to do. So, anyways, what else?
So we mentioned before that there are hot fixes, and just as a reminder, our guide writers for all the spec guides have been updating them based on, you know, major class tuning for Emerald Nightmare or, you know, cure tweaks or anything. So, you know, check those out. People are updating those class guides every few days. And, this is kind of cool before we talk about hidden appearances. So, Blizzard is, it's actually going on right now. So with the European and US Arena Championships that are taking place, if you connect your Battle.net account to your Twitch account and then you watch the stream a little bit, you will get the special Patron of War title in game.
Yeah, that's a really cool title too. Like that's a very, very cool title. Also, I think it's weird how Blizzard is kind of like, oh, stream on Facebook, but connect your thing with Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it reminds me of what they did for Heroes of the Storm, how if you watch some championships, you got a special, I think, icon in-game. Yeah. I think that's what it was. So I feel like this is in the same vein as that. And just so people know, because people like to troll on Twitch, like this is what you have to do. You create an account on Twitch or log in. You go to the settings menu, which is at the top right corner of the home screen. You go to the connections tab, and then you find the BattleNet section.
Don't you actually have to be on when the stream is on in order to get credit?
Yeah. Yeah, and then, this is just how you link the accounts, and then you have to go watch the stream. And the title will be rewarded after both regional events have concluded. And I just wanted to mention that because people are saying, like, oh, people are spreading misinformation that if you just, type a command or word into chat, you'll get the title.
Yeah.
So you have to link it, and then you have to watch it, and it can either be the European one, which is going on right now, or North America, which is going on the 8th or the 9th.
All right.
So yeah.
That's also a thing.
Yep.
That's also a thing. What else we got? Oh, no, we're good. Okay, so now I have a whole slideshow for the artifact appearances.
Yeah, this is super cool.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I started with that one. Sorry.
It's okay. So I can just talk about them in random order because I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're going to keep scrolling through, so...
Yeah, so 6 artifact appearances, I believe, have been discovered in the last week. Most of them were gated behind reaching a certain level of artifact knowledge. So starting off, there were 2 druid ones, and the balanced druid one, which was the Sunbloom appearance, we knew that one of the 2 items was sold at Dreamweaver's Exalted, but the player Kaizen reported that the pure drop of Shaladrasil Sap requires Dreamweaver's Exalted and at least Artifact Knowledge 5, and then it drops from the first boss of Darkheart Thicket, and then you combine those 2 and you get the appearance. And then for Feral Druids, you have to be at least Artifact Knowledge 4, and Nutri Choppa has reported that when you do hit that level, you start receiving screeches from different Dreamway portals in the Order Hall, and you have to go through that specific portal and click on the Owlcat Stone, and when you have clicked on 3 of the stones from 3 different screeches, a special moon spirit, Ella Lothin, will spawn in the Dreamway, and you sit in front of him, and then you get Feather of the Moon Spirit, which is a super cool, bird cat form awesome thing.
It's like that owl kitty thing.
Yep. And then, as you've been seeing, there is the Arcane Mage Sheep Staff, and this is a really cool thing. If you need to polymorph specific mobs across the Broken Isles, hit Artifact Knowledge 6, then a volatile sheep can spawn in your Order Hall, and
the volatile heap.
You have to make it explode. Then you have to make the extremely volatile Stormheim sheep explode, go to the Tower of Azora to complete a short event, and then you get the sheep staff, and apparently when you polymorph something, there is a small chance that your staff turns into a fluffy, exploding-looking, scary sheep, which is really cool. That's totally awesome how it has that special interaction.
Yeah.
And then the next one up is also, we knew a bunch about this. We knew that the Heart of Corruption Ashbringer appearance required all sorts of things like Nat Pagal books and killing Nefarian and fishing up Shard of Darkness, but we didn't know what artifact knowledge was required to move forward with it on live servers, and it was confirmed that was Artifact Knowledge 6. Outlaw Rogue, also super cool. It's a Thunder Fury appearance. Yeah, sort of like, redone Thunder Fury. And it turns out that Ixao, who acquired it this morning, that the left binding is from Neltharian's Lair, which is likely Artifact Knowledge 5 and High Mountain Exalted. And then the right binding was from Ash Golem in a Vault of the Wardens, and that seems to require Artifact Knowledge 6, but no rep level. They're not guaranteed drops, but you can do them on normal. and then you turn them into Thunder on the Windlord at the end, so you can see, he has a fun dialogue. And then finally, I think like last Saturday, the Demonology artifact weapon was found, and you have to hit Exalted with a certain faction. So like you need to hit Exalted with like say High Mountain, and then you can kill Eridar mobs in High Mountain to loot a head. And then once you lose the first head, you keep looting these heads in a certain order, and the heads get progressively better, like their names are more advanced. And then the final head is the actual visage of the first Wakener. So it's like the damaged Eridar head, the deformed head, malformed, deficient, nearly satisfactory, and then the artifact appearance. So people have been working really hard to find these. We've been trying to, highlight the communities that have been doing this, and we have a system set up where if you have been contributing towards this, we can give you 6 months of Wowhead Premium, and we've been posting all the instructions, to how you can prove that, it was you in all of the posts. So, I'm sorry if I was vibrating there. I was not touching my keyboard, I just have my hands on the desk. So I will just wave them around.
I will just wave them around.
Yeah.
I didn't know how else to word that. Vibrating might not have been the best choice of words, but I think you understood what I meant.
Yeah.
I love the arcane, the mage one so much. Like I can't even express it in words. It's like the best artifact appearance that ever existed. It's so good.
Yeah, I really like how it changes its model as well. Some people are jealous how, like Beast Mastery Hunters, they just buy the, their thing. But I think it's cool how for, like these artifact knowledge 6 ones, you either get a lot of interesting lore, such as Ashbringer, or your weapon does something extra, special, like arcane mages. So it feels like it's kind of worth the wait.
Yeah. I was looking through the artifact appearances for my character the other day, and I was really bummed because the one that I wanted the most requires like prestige level 9.
Oh yeah, you can't even do that for several seasons.
Mm-hmm. Typical my life. But I'm very, very jealous of the mage one, because that seems like such a fun like adventure to go on anyways, of like polymorphing random things and then blowing sheep up, and I don't know, that just seems like a lot of fun. I'm cool. In general just very jealous of mages this expansion anyways, because as you know, as someone who has like a spec that is tank, you know what I mean, like anybody who has different specs that are like, like shamans have resto and melee.
Right, so you mean like pure DPS, like how it's like
not just pure DPS? But, like, mages, like, when I do my world quest every day, there's often relics or trinkets or gear that I am just never going to use because it's agility, right. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you play a mage or a priest or a hunter, like, nearly all of your gear is usable on all of your... Like, nearly everything is utilized on all specs. So I'm jealous of mages in general because I think they have it all figured out. We're behind the times.
I like their fire artifact appearance. It's very... Algalon-ish. Like, if they didn't, I think that every class has one artifact that has like an interesting lore thing you have to do.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't the exploding sheep, I could have totally see the fire mage hidden appearance being some long, intricate thing with Algalon, because it's very celestial and very pretty, very shiny.
Very cool. Speaking of pretty and cool and shiny things, what a transition. This is a slideshow of all of the different Trial of Valor transmogs that you can earn in the upcoming raid. Yeah.
So we finally have some Vrykul themed armor. And so far it seems that you complete this quest called The Lost Army, and you loot 1,000 Valajar soul fragments to get the set. And the sets have colors for all difficulties. There's no stats on these so far. They're just purely cosmetic transmog. And yeah, they're awesome. I really like how elaborate they all are with extra 3D bits. I think the cloth set is missing a few things right now. But they still look very, they look like real sets already. And they also have matching capes. So yeah, what do you think of them? I think they're awesome.
I would not use any of them, but I don't like that one's really like I think that's the leather one with the big dragon on the shoulder. I love that one.
I think that one's Mal. I think the one up now is leather. No, this is cloth.
This is cloth.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought this is mail. Or is that leather?
That's leather.
Oh, okay, then I guess I like mine, but I still wouldn't transmog it because I have the weirdest transmog in the entire world and I can't change it.
Right. I feel like it wouldn't, like, I'm more about, like, Azuna and Suramar, but I do feel that it's cool that there's Raikou representation, because I think with past expansions, there's always the storyline that's, like, second fiddle and you don't really get to explore it as much. Like in Wrath of the Lich King, there were Raikou there as well, and they sort of got moved off to the sideline between the Titans and the Lich King.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that, like each zone I feel will get its own representation in some way, and the sets look pretty different than other things we've seen so far.
You know what's weird though is they don't really say Raikou to me. Like it's
really?
not.
I feel like between the dragons and sort of like the
like
golden
this gold
tint.
one, yes, but yeah. I also don't love the green gems on it. I think it would have been better with like red. And like I don't know, like these ones, okay, so these got out of order at some point. I'm sorry for that. Okay. I think that's why when I was like, oh, I don't really love that one, it was leather when I said that, and then it moved to mail, and I thought they were in order, and they're not. But like the cloth one, nothing about that really looks Raikou to me at all.
I like the gears and stuff on. I guess that's kind of steampunk, but
I just like, think of them as like the women are always wearing the panty, like Wonder Woman, and like the corset almost, and there's wings involved. I would have thought we would have seen like feathers.
Interesting, because like I was thinking more like warriors and Odin versus the.
I guess I'm thinking more of like the shield maidens though, rather than like the.
No, they're very cool. Like I would definitely love to see some of their stuff in there too, especially like we've seen them for several expansions. But yeah, I guess this is more like Odin and the Warrior Hall, where like everything is very bulky.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I guess when I think about that that whole lore, I definitely think of the like their names are not even coming to me right now, but the women who carry people to Valhalla when they die.
Yeah, the Valkyr.
Okay, like the Valkyr. That's where I think when I think of like Stormheim. I would love a
toy to turn you into the Valkyr. That would be a cool thing to
add. Or like a sort of transmog that was inspired by the way that, because they always sort of dress the same, and like when I saw that, I was expecting that someone, or like the male and female versions would be different. I just was expecting to see something in that line, but that was just a personal. That's not really like anything wrong with anything else. It's just where my brain goes, and I really like the way they look. So.
Yeah, I am happy that even though Trial of Valor is an in-between set, there is a transmog option, because usually, like Emerald Nightmare and Nighthold have the same appearance, basically. They do. Like, it is the same appearance. So, it's nice that they're mixing it up with, if you do care about transmog, here, you have this cosmetic set.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime that they add a cosmetic set that's completely on its own, whether I like it or not, I still think it's a good addition to the game, because people really like transmog, and people like having rewards that don't like lose their value over time, which gear, no matter what, your gear is eventually going to be obsolete. So anytime that they add rewards that are cosmetic, I think that they're really, really valuable. So I'm not.
And I have no idea how long 1,000 soul fragments will take, but if it's a while, then it's like, like if you're doing this raid, even after the gear is obsolete, it makes sense that the reward is only cosmetic. Like if you only get a few per boss, and it's like, okay, I'm running Trial of Valor forever and ever because I want this cosmetic set, it makes sense that, you're doing this for the cool appearance, not because you're getting an epic that may be outdated very quickly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's one of the reasons that I was sort of bummed for people who won't get their artifact appearance. I still feel bad about that. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like gear should be hard to get, but cosmetics should be not easy to get, but obtainable by everyone.
I'm not sure. Like Blizzard's model has like, they end up gating some of those things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other tints in that tier are like, get level 15 challenge, mythic plus keystone, which, they want to have a few hard ones in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So most of them you can get, but I think they want a sense of prestige where if you do something that's very like advanced, you can, AFK and Dalaran, and people will be impressed by your artifact.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's weird because I'm clearly on the fence. I think I'm at a weird place in the game right now where I can like I can really I'm a mess. I don't know if you can tell, like words are not working, my brain is not working, like I'm just like not functioning at full speed right now.
You're doing a good job.
But I feel like I can really like empathize with people who have had like I mean I've rated this expansion and stuff, it's not like that, but I know that there's no possible way, like I do not have the time to commit that I did last expansion, like there's no way, especially since last expansion you could mythic raid, and there was a point in the expansion where all you had to do was log on for mythic raid and you really weren't expected to do anything else to mythic raid. But right now,
and that's always you know what happens with farm, and then it's you know, to a certain extent where like you've got the Garrison missions done, like the flasks are cheaper than they usually are, because like yeah, like herbalism prices are very high.
But even right now, someone who plays a lot already has legendaries, they have farther in Mythic Plus, they have better gear coming out of that chest at the end of the week. Like people who are playing a lot are significantly better right now.
But I mean that's always sort of where it is at the start of an expansion. But then like
it
you
feels
know, the
more so.
Citadel tier, it evens out more instead of the tiers.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for any new content. I just wanna absorb everything that we have, and I feel like this is not how I felt a month into Warlords of Draenor. A month into Warlords of Draenor, I was never on board with the Pexus Crystals. I'm like, this gear isn't very good. Like, why are we working so hard to get it? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And these rewards for these dailies aren't very good. Why are we doing them? Whereas...
Right. I mean, it's definitely a good thing that people are like, oh man, I wish I had more time to run dungeons, where in Worlds, it's like,
no one did.
Why am I doing the dungeon? Yeah. Like, I'll just send Garrison followers on the mission.
Now I just feel very much like I wish I had more time to, like, do mythics.
Right.
I wish I had more time to do more world quests. I wish I had time to do more story quests. I want to do everything, and it seems like I'm barely catching up with things, and then more things are coming out. But like, what a terrible problem to have, right? Like that's not a bad thing at all. That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Moving on. Yeah. I'm excited about all of this stuff. So obviously the Warcraft movie is now out on DVD. If you have a Walmart or a Target near you, you can get the collector's steelback version. I did find it on Amazon, but I think it's overpriced because I was going to buy it for my friend in Canada. And do you know how much that sells for at Target or Walmart off the top of your head?
I thought Target was $19.99, but that wasn't the steelbook. It was the character card.
Do you think the steelbook is $50? Because I don't. No, and that's how much it is on Amazon.
Let me look this up.
Yeah, because I was going to buy it for her, and I was like, oh, it'll probably be cheaper. And then I was like, you know what? $50 seems really overpriced for this, and I didn't end up buying it. I was going to ask.
No, so Walmart has it listed as
like $30 maybe.
So list price is $40, but then I can buy it online for $22.96.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just buy that online. I'm not going to buy her the one from friggin' Amazon for $50. That's ridiculous. But it is available online if you don't have those stores near you. The Steelback version, I think, just has character cards in it in addition to the digital stuff that you get in the regular version. Correct? You get, like trading cards?
No, I think those are two separate things. Oh. I think that the Steelbook cover is just the Steelbook cover, and that's like the Walmart exclusive, and then the Target exclusive is the regular looking DVD, but it comes with the 8
cards.
Character cards.
Gotcha.
Warcraft Target exclusive. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that is $19.99 instead.
Gotcha. Now I understand. I'm up to date on what's going on here. So those are all of the things if you're interested in buying either of those. Those are all of the things.
There's some also hidden scenes and behind the scenes stuff, which I actually have not
know about that ahead of time.
I thought that it came up in the great debate of like, is there a director's cut, or like, are we getting? They said we were getting some cut scene, like, you know, does that mean a director's cut? And I think they've been advertising a little bit. In the Blizzard post, I think they linked to a short hidden scene with Medivh. So yeah, I mean, there are some goodies, I think, and I think there's some behind the scenes footage where they compiled some of the interviews and red carpet footage, to have for the guests, you know, the fans that didn't go to the premiere to see.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to pick it up. Obviously, it's just like this week has been so busy with stuff. Yeah.
Tell me about it. So yeah, I'm like still holding on. I really feel like I can't believe they're not doing a true collector's edition. Like, I'm still so surprised that they're not doing like a, I don't know, Blizzard's all about them collector's editions. I was so surprised that there wasn't.
As we learned from, being a part of the marketing in our own small way, like the red carpet invitation for the interviews and Wowhead, debuting some clips, and you went to that special press event, like the movie company is controlling the shots for the most part, and like they're telling Blizzard what to do, or even
I don't
things
think Blizzard
like,
has much to do with it at all.
Right. Even the merchandise, when we're like, oh, this figurine is kind of low quality, and then it's like, oh, they're paying for the name of the movie, so
yeah,
maybe Legendary had X budget, and they're like, okay, we want to reach Target and Walmart and Best Buy, and we know the Warcraft fans will buy it anyway, so sorry, Blizzard, you can't do your awesome deluxe box with a cool art book and all the stuff you usually do for games. But I think it would be cool if they included the art book. Like the Legion Collector's Edition, you got the actual game, then you actually got the cool book, and you got like a digital goodie. Like, I would have loved if something was like that for the movie, and then you could display the box and have it look pretty.
Oh my goodness. Fast and Furious outside. I just would have liked like a little art book, or
like, they have the art book.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they have Beyond the Dark Portal. It's a super awesome book. Like, it had all those little insets with all those details. It was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have really liked that, but I don't know.
I sort of feel like marketing sort of assumed that the Blizzard audience was, already in the bag, and they didn't do anything they didn't do as many special things for them. Like, they weren't aggressively targeting that audience, because they're like, oh, whatever, they'll buy it anyway. But, like, we're so used to Blizzard making things like collector's editions for the hardcore fans that, it's just like, oh, wow, this is a different company, and their marketing is different, so...
Yeah, very, very different marketing. Very, very different marketing. Speaking of Blizzard marketing, though. Yeah. So, wait, I need to know, did you see this yesterday when I tweeted it, or was it already announced before that?
I tweeted you, and then I found it on Amazon, and I put it into a post.
So, I was, like, grief browsing Amazon, like, what can I buy to make myself feel better? And I, like, was in coloring books, and it just was there. I had no idea it was a thing, and I hadn't seen your tweet, and, like, I, like, tweeted this out, like, freaking out, so excited, because World of Warcraft is making a coloring book, guys. This is not a drill. I'm so excited. I'm genuinely super excited for this.
Now, this was, I think, the most popular news, like, as far as social media shares. Like, so then, like, raids or LFR, it's like, the coloring book is coming.
The coloring book! Well, it's so cool. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, adult coloring is kind of, like, a hot thing right now. Like, everything has a coloring book. And, like, World of Warcraft is such a good subject for it. I'm so excited. And
they said it's going to be 75 concept art and illustration scenes.
75, and it's only like $11. Like, that's so cheap.
I know. And it's going to go live December 13th, so good holiday gift.
Yeah, I am super excited.
If you want to buy more cool books, there's the World of Warcraft cookbook by the Game of Thrones team. Mm-hmm. That's, I think, October. And then there's that... young adult novel, World of Warcraft Traveler, that's in November, I want to say.
Yeah.
So, I love how they're like getting into like all these, different mainstream trends, and it's an interesting form of advertising in its own right. Like, oh, like this coloring book is cool, I want to play the game it's based on. It's reaching all sorts of different audiences.
Well, not only that, but it's like, if people had, even though it is an adult coloring book, right, like I could still see people who have kids that play WoW getting it for their kids, and like it's sort of
a lot of people are like, oh, like why is Blizzard assuming I'm an adult? Or, like, what does adult mean? Like, does it have like, like racy pictures?
It usually just means that the lines that you aren't supposed to go out of are smaller. Advanced. But I appreciate that all of that lulls that people got into that. I'm glad it's coming out before Christmas, so I really like it. I'm excited. And then we also have discounts, and they're really good. I'm super pumped about this. Okay, so our first discount for the month of October is through Jinx. It is code Wowhead Rolls.
We did not pick the name, by the way.
No, we don't do that. And if you buy 3 Warcraft t-shirts, you will get 1 free.
Yeah, which is really awesome. Like BlizzCon is coming up soon, and, you should be there in style, supporting your game.
Even if you're not, so many new t-shirts just came out, and like the new t-shirts aren't going to go on sale for a really long time, so if you're buying 3 and getting 1 free, like that's a solid deal. Like,
yeah, like I would totally see getting like the Nightmare Lord, the Artifact logo, and like the Sylvanas one, and then I get something for free.
Yep, and I think you get a Warcraft shirt for free. It's not any shirt.
Right.
I think it's specifically a Warcraft shirt, which is nice because a lot of times when you're getting mystery gifts, you don't end up really.
Yeah, they have
caring.
They have a ton of There's like a ton of shirts as well in both men and women's styles. And there's also Alliance and Horde gear in addition to the Legion stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exciting. And this one is, I don't mean to sound like this, but this one's even more exciting.
Yeah, this is real.
Yes, this one is 15% off of the fall clearance items at the Blizzard Gear Shop, and that's code Wowhead Oct. And this is already a super good sale. Like, this sale is already crazy. Like, some of this stuff is extremely cheap, big markdowns, and then you're getting an additional 15% off things that are already on sale.
Yeah, and there's a huge array. There's 171 items this applies to, and it includes things like the World of Warcraft Paladin robe, which usually goes for $150, but it's already down to 75. There's lots of the fashion shirts that we've worn before, like the Whimsyshire shirt, like the knitted sweaters.
Yep.
Like the Treasure Goblin plush is on sale. Winston is on sale.
Stitches with the skin.
Yeah. Little Hogger, the Treasure Goblin Bank, license plates, the really high quality Heroes of the Storm action figurines, even the Bulwark of Azeroth backpack.
That's like $100.
Yeah. And the Mahjong set, which is, I want to say, yeah, that's like $250. So there's a lot of stuff you can get discounted. And also as a reminder, the Blizzard, like the BlizzCon sale always happens like mid-October. So they're doing the clearance sale to make room for
they are
merchandise, which is coming very soon, and we have more news on that soon as well.
I'm so excited. I can't believe that BlizzCon is this close as it is. Like it seems unreal. Like it seems like where'd this entire year go? I know. I don't even know how that's possible, but yeah, super excited. So we've got those really good discount codes, and then I showed this earlier, sneak peek spoiler. Yep. But Wowhead is also selling T-shirts right now. So if you want to show off your fandom for Wowhead and rock out with your rocket out, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They are available now. They're $22.99. They're both men's and women's sizes, and they will be in before BlizzCon. So if you want to wear one to the Wowhead party, you have to order it in order to make that happen.
Yeah, and just if you're new to Teespring, it is this is not like a permanent open Wowhead store. The orders close October 6th. We might do, if people like this, we might try to do more campaigns in the future, like maybe we'll do an Illidan rocket or, like one of the other themed ones, but, we want this to go well so we can do, even more in the future, and also note what sizes they go up to for extra large for men's and women's, so, yeah, a lot of sizes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, before we talk about the party, do you want to see if we have any questions from the audience?
I actually Sass hasn't given me any.
Okay, so we'll talk about the party. He'll send you some over if they are. If not, I'll go take a nap, and that's fine. Also, if you guys are going to BlizzCon, the Wowhead party is a thing. It's a thing that's happening. We're really excited about it, and I will be hosting both the stage and live stream portion. I'm really excited about the live stream because I actually had a meeting with him today. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Awesome that you had the meeting, and also that, I wasn't, overseeing the meeting.
No, it was so funny because
happened without me. That's so cool.
You would have loved this because he started out and he's like, I don't know what to call you. Are you Trade Chat? Are you Trade? Are you Chat? Are you Panzer? Are you Danielle? Is there another name to call you? People keep referring to you as different things. I have no idea who you are. I'm like, just call me whatever you want. And then I made the mistake halfway through of calling you Perk, and he had no idea who I was talking about.
No.
So this poor guy. But he was great. We're going to have a desk setup kind of esports style, sort of like last year, but better. I've got the lighting kit all picked out, and we'll also have another camera that will be, you'll be able to see the crowd. We might even do picture in picture so you can see both things going on at once.
Right.
We're going to have the prize wheel right up on stage, so that will be part of the live stream as well. And then we're working on possibly having a POV thing where Perk or someone else could be walking around in the crowd as well, and you can get that that view as well. But
yeah,
we're really
I think
excited.
that's super cool because, like it's like we have all these elaborate things at the party, but obviously, Wowhead has so many users and the large majority is not at the party. So if you're watching the stream, we want you to be able to see like all the cool things that are going on because, with how Twitch is like you can always see like someone playing a game or, multiple people playing together and chatting.
Yeah.
So we want to add something else so the party feels like a special stream that has something in addition.
We're really excited about it. So we've been working on getting that all set up for you guys. There's going to be prizes and giveaways and themed drinks. We'll have the giant plushies again. I'm excited.
Yeah. We just got Origin PC as to sponsor the gaming station, so you can play some Blizzard games there. So that's also very exciting.
It cracks me up too because like we're both such businessy motivated people. I was sponsored by Origin for all of 30 seconds before Perk was like, "Hey, can you ask your contact at Origin if they want to do things with the Wowhead party?" And I'm like, "I will. I absolutely will." And they were all enthused. They were all about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that was not like a question from right field. They were really excited to be a part of it. It's just, it cracks me up because I have the exact same type of mentality. Like, I wasn't mad about it. It was almost like I was waiting for it, like, it's going to happen soon. So anyways, Origin PC is sponsoring the party. Jinx is sponsoring the party. So we're just going to have a ton of stuff, a ton of really cool stuff, a ton of people. And it's set up a lot differently this year so that the flow should be a lot better. If you're going to be there, we have more bars this year. Haha.
Yeah, and we also have an after party, so we don't have to like shut the party down because we're surrounded by residents. We can just like go to a bar in a different place in the hotel and continue partying.
Yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. If you are going to go, please make sure that you RSVP through our page that you can find on Wowhead so that we have an idea of a head count. And if you're going to watch on Twitch, it'll be on our channel, twitch.tv/Wowhead. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for it. It's the day before BlizzCon, so it's Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night. And it goes from it's same place as last year.
Except one side, right?
Yeah, one side. We have a bigger check-in area on the floor below, so when you actually go to the party, there's not this evil line.
Yeah.
And then at 10 p.m. it goes to one of the bar lounges in the Hilton, so the residents aren't cranky. Because it's really weird when you're having a party and the music has to be turned off an hour in advance.
Everybody's like, so is it? Because that's like, music turning off at a party or a bar is like the international sign to leave.
Like, it's over.
Yeah. So it's really exciting that we're doing like the after party thing. The after party will not be live streamed. Only the main party will be live streamed, which is nice for my sanity because I will probably fly in on Thursday, have no sleep, get there, work till midnight, and then, I'll get to a point I'll just drop.
Yeah, it's also nice that we can have like the community mixing event at the main event, and then it's like, okay, well, if you just want to like hang out and chill, like we have that in the after party as well.
Yeah, it's also nice too because what ends up happening is everybody just goes to the Hilton like lounge bar area afterwards, and that can't really accommodate that many people. So like the fact that we have a room out is gonna like take a lot of pressure off of that area as well.
Yeah,
like
we're helping them out.
Double dipping in helpfulness. Yeah. So okay, update on questions maybe. If we don't have any questions, it's fine.
I don't have any questions.
All right,
I guess we're very thorough.
We're gonna go ahead, and I think that's about it for all the things that we have to talk about today. We'll be back next week, same Wowhead time, same Wowhead channel, which is every Friday. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time at twitch.tv/Wowhead. If you ever miss it, you can watch it at youtube.com/Wowhead the next day, and it's also embedded directly at wowhead.com. While I'm on this topic, I do want to thank everybody who is a wowhead.com supporter via Patreon or by subscribing. We really, really appreciate that. If you do decide
we don't have
to...
a Patreon. We have Twitch though.
Oh, you know what it is? Okay, so my account is signed up for the Wowhead Premium subscription, and it gives you a patron badge.
Okay.
So I kind of always thought the subscription was through Patreon, but I don't know. Like I said, my brain is also not functioning properly today at all. I've gotten like 2 hours of sleep the last 3 days. It's not good.
Pepe loves you.
I love Pepe too. My Pepe's over here. He's so cute. He needs a friend. Ganymede needs to hurry up. But
I know.
Thank you so much.
I have Pepe.
Right? Yeah, that's because you're thinking ahead. Someone in my channel, in my videos today was like, oh, I want to send you like some Pepe costumes, but you seem like you have so many. I'm like, Pepe can never have too many costumes.
I know. He's...
First and foremost. First and foremost. I really want to make an astronaut Pepe, like where he has like a helmet. I think it'd just be really cute. Like, I don't know how I would accomplish that, but it's something I thought of the other day, and I can't get it out of my head. but it would be
the
adorable.
artist who did Pepe and Ganymede, Echo of Justice, just tweeted that she's doing Pepe stickers, and like some are Pepe looking cute, and then there's like old god Pepe with tentacles looking like he's taking everything over. It's so
I would
cute.
love an old god Pepe costume. Anyways, thank you so much to anybody who subscribes to Wowhead Premium, which is a subscription-based service that will remove all of the ads from Wowhead and also allow you to customize your Today on the Broken Isle. You talk in a special color when you're in the comment section. You can track your quests. There's all sorts of perks, plus it directly supports the site. And the ad removal does work on both mobile and desktop as long as you're logged in. So thank you to everybody who does all of those things. We really appreciate it. We are going to go. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and we hope you see you here next week. So, yeah, happy wowing, I guess.
Yeah,
Bye, guys.
have fun in Emerald Nightmare.
Bye.